Let's go!
Let's talk about the biggest news of the day. The Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection got an update. I saw the PC version had the update late last night and was like, what the hell is that? And then the console version got it. This is sort of a hotfix patch from what I understand. The good news is the PC version had huge problems. You could not get matches. Something was aggressively screwed up with matchmaking in the PC version. However, this entire time, matchmaking has been pretty good on the PlayStation version. Matchmaking has been consistently good on the Switch version. So the Switch version is probably going to get a patch eventually because there's more stuff in here. Believe it or not, between all three versions, the one that has technically been the best one of all of them has been the Switch version. It plays really good too. And the Switch, no shit, has been getting matches the fastest. Justin got the most matches on the Switch version compared to the PlayStation and PC pre-patch. Right now, as of today, these games got updated. And from what I understand, the matchmaking wasn't just fixed on Marvel 2. Marvel 2 is a big game that's getting changed here. All the games, the matchmaking works better. All of them works better. You just get games in everything now because there's a lot of people playing. However, there was balance changes, and this is arguably one of the weirdest fighting game patches of all time. Game settings. We go down here, a new thing has been added. Cytorak power-up, which is the weird gem that Juggernaut gets when he does his power-up. Adjust Juggernaut's Cytorak power-up effect. This is commonly known as the Juggernaut glitch back in the day. And we quickly picked up on previous versions at events and things like that, hey, the Juggernaut glitch isn't working. We're gonna keep this off for now. And I want to show you. So what the hell is this? Why are people excited? What is going on? Juggernaut inherently is not a great character in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Not particularly good. Not really terrible, but does he hold a candle to the rest of the squad that is really good in this game? No. Just for demonstration's sake, pair him with anybody. Let's just get into the game to show how this game was operating before. Juggernaut has this move, and it allows him to buff himself out. It's DP with 2 punches. There it is. So, Juggernaut has this ability to power himself up manually. You have to do it manually. But when you do it, your damage is significantly higher. Now, the Juggernaut glitch, historically, was after this, you tag. Power up, and then you tag in. The Juggernaut glitch worked in the previous game by buffing yourself out and tagging the next opponent in. At that point, for some reason, Juggernaut would retain the power-up. He would actually keep it. So it transferred over to himself being in the background, as you can see over here, him not being a point character. It would transfer over to here, and his assists would get more powerful. He'd get way more damage on things like this. He would do a ton of damage. The problem with the collection, as you're seeing here, this is what it was like, you know, a few days ago. He didn't get that. This was, I don't think, intentionally fixed. This just sort of happens with ports of games, is that when you get a bunch of different characters and combinations into a game, through emulation or otherwise, there's no guarantee everything's gonna work exactly the way you think. Juggernaut had his glitch, quote unquote, fixed, and many people assumed, oh, why did Capcom balance Juggernaut and they not fix Doom's Unblockable or, you know, some crazy other shit across the board that's all fucked up? I said from the very beginning, no, I think they just didn't realize. So what happens now? If you press square and we see that thing, the Cytorak, the Cytosuck, keep effects on tag. If you leave it on keep, it effectively plays like classic Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like the arcade version and the Dreamcast version. The Cytosuck power-up always consistently was a broken thing on the old versions of the game. So if we keep it this way, jump back into Marvel 2 now, show you how this shit works. This is what made Juggernaut somewhat usable. This character is not particularly great. He's a snipe character, and his snipe ability was only so good. It was like worse than Cable's to a certain degree. Now that he has been returned to his previous busted glory, this is how potent Juggernaut becomes with this bug. And how do you, how do you activate the bug? Well, you do Shoryuken with 2 punches, and then tag him out. And then when you bring in his assist, or bring in his as a team combo, he should do a lot of damage. Oh, shit. That is suddenly doing more damage than most individual assist hits do in general. That's getting close to like Tron damage. Even Captain Commando's corridor move doesn't do nearly that much. Does he have any good assists? Here's the thing. This assist isn't bad. Juggernaut's ground pound is ridiculously good. And here's the other crazy part. Juggernaut has armor as an assist. So you can come out and spam this shit against people and he will have some hits of armor against some characters, right? I get it. Heavies and things like that will break it. But here's the crazy part. And it's just 2 buttons. It's assist 1, assist 2. I really wasn't even mashing. Jesus Christ. So this is where the Juggernaut glitch becomes kind of popular, because in situations where you're fighting some wild ass MSP or some shit, or you're going up against a top tier cable and they have left their assist vulnerable for all but a moment, you can hit 2 buttons and absolutely murder an assist, if not potentially kill the character that's also maybe unsafe, like if Cable missed a move. So the snipe ability of these characters, the screen clear, which is a thing we talked about before, screen clear is really important in this game. These characters now get some of the best screen clear in the entire game. And then some. And I'm not even using the best ones. Like, I think there's other characters that I can put in here that would do potentially more damage. Like even Colossus might do more damage. So that is the Juggernaut glitch. The problem is, here's what's crazy. If I bring him back in, I have a question. If I bring him back in, I think I keep it. Oh, that is definitely still on, bro. What is that shit? I don't even need to do fancy combos or so. I don't even need to do fancy combos. That is the Juggernaut glitch in a nutshell. That's what you get access to by Capcom quite literally paying attention to what the majority of Marvel players were saying. Don't get me wrong. There is some goofy shit in this game still. There's still some things that aren't acting exactly the way they should. Sentinel still says unit damaged whenever, or unit destroyed. Whenever he takes a hit of any kind, it's messed up. Some audio things are also messed up across the board, but 99.5% of Marvel 2 is kind of intact. Like, it's sort of here and it's working. And even though this is a glitch, I want to mention how unprecedented this is. Capcom patched a game to break it. Specifically released a patch that breaks the game, but is technically a feature because it's the way the game always was. You could have marketed this as some fixes. Some things were broken in the old game. We fixed them. You know, some things didn't work the way they should. We fixed them. That could have been a marketing tactic, but instead they didn't. They knew that the Juggernaut glitch sort of enabled Juggernaut to even stand a chance against some characters in this game. Sometimes glitches in old games define games. That is the thing with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as well as CVS 2 in the future. We all know Capcom Fighting Collection 2 already got announced, and they specifically said that there is versions of the game that either support the role canceling glitch or do not. And the fact that that option is there goes to show that whoever is in charge of these ports at Capcom is aware that glitches made these games. The entire point of what people found in these games that were bugs didn't make the game worse. It actually enhanced the game. Role canceling especially actually makes some of the worst characters in the game even function. It makes them okay. Again, having a port of old games show up now and then suddenly it's like, oh, we missed something. Let's fix the Juggernaut glitch because that has always been there. It's always been a part of Marvel 2, and suddenly in this version, there's a thing that is not lining up. That's not good. That's wild to me. Did Thanos' THC get fixed as well? Bro, no way! Hold on. Thanos had this super. Let's tag him in. He had this super with the power gem. Power! And this is a really good super, right? You can like spam it in some situations, and it does a good amount of chip damage. Thanos is like a weirdly capable character. This is not true. This is not true. This is only true against people that don't know what to do. If you guys ever get hit by this, I want you to mash the shit out of every single button on your controller and wiggle the stick. Wiggle the stick and mash every button. You will actually escape it. You'll get out of it quicker. So it's not true, right? It's not actually like a true infinite. There's weird things that can be escaped in some capture states. Thanos has this weird ability. He can go brah. This as a TAC is really good. Leads to a shit ton of damage, right? Here was the problem. Before, if Thanos was not the point character up there, if he was here, it worked. You would do this button and he would get the orb and it would come out. But if he was any other spot on the team, he would do the animation, but no orb would come out. Now it does. It's working, dude. It's working. And that was just like a port issue. That wasn't like, oh, like nerfed or changed or all that kind of stuff. In the combination of the billion different TACs or team combo stuff you can do in this game and all the different things you can possibly do, there was no way to check everything. There's impossible. You could be testing this game for 6 fucking months to a year, and there would still be problems that people will find when it eventually comes out. Thanos' team combo not getting the orb was one of them. And now it works. This was something that not a lot of people really noticed. This wasn't as popular as the Juggernaut glitch. There's still some goofy things. I think JM Cross made a video on it too. Anacharis has an infinite with his curse. It works in the game, but it doesn't work in training mode for some reason. It's a goofy game with a lot of weird shit. Another goofy thing that I immediately noticed on this collection, when you win, the win screen looked off. I was like, what's wrong with the win screen? What are we looking at here? And everything was just like shifted in a goofy direction. I was like, this feels weird. It feels like the characters are in an earthquake or some shit. So let's just kill Venom, see what happens. God damn. Let's see.
I'm a member of STARS.
Oh man, I almost had a heart attack there.
Oh, it's back to working. It's back. Wow, dude, they really were listening. Oh shit, they fixed it, bro. The only things that are left are like the goofy Sentinel audio. That's pretty much it. There's probably some other minor gameplay things that are in there, but with those changes, we now have the best version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 you can possibly play since the Dreamcast version and the original arcade. No shit. Gameplay-wise, input delay-wise, functionality online, like all of that stuff, this version of MvC2 is no shit like the best version of the game you can possibly play unless you literally have a Dreamcast. And that's including emulation. It's even including Fightcade and stuff like that, which at the time were the best you could get. It was only so good, right? And those games were amazing. PS3 360 and Fightcade, those versions were good. But the problem with them is that they always felt weird to me. It always didn't really feel like Marvel 2, but you could get used to it. You know, it was like, oh, well, there's no other options, so I'll take this, bro. I'll play on Null DC Bear. I'll play on Flycast. I'll play on Fightcade. I'll play on PS3 or 360. That's fine. No. Now, this is definitively like the best version, for sure. It doesn't have all the glitz and glam of the PS3 360 version, but if we're talking gameplay, that is the highlight of this collection, especially now after the patch. A patch that technically breaks Marvel 2 intentionally. All these games play better here than they ever have. Some people would defend X-Men vs. Street Fighter on the Saturn or Marvel Superheroes. Bro, those games did not run that good, even if you had a cart, even if you had a RAM cart. Even Marvel 1 on the Dreamcast version, even Marvel 1 on Marvel Origins doesn't run as good as this one does. It's so good, dude. I think my rating for this collection honestly went up after they did that. With that much love, care, and attention, the fact that online is running better now, the matchmaking is working as it should, and them specifically attacking points in Marvel 2 that were kind of a problem, I think I would critically put this at like a 9.5. And the reason for it, after the week this has been out, these games play better on this collection than they've ever played, dude. And you'd have to go find like a CRT with original hardware or some shit in order to have this actually work this way. It's amazing. Because Marvel 2 still looks like butt. That's it. That's why there's no 10. Marvel 2 still looks like butt. It still has like 480i backgrounds. And I'm like, ugh. But they almost do that at the expense of to make the game run better, bro.